Hey Blazers, this episode is brought to you by Audible.com, an Amazon company. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Blaze Entertainment or visit the sponsor and supporters links on our website at entertheblaze.com. With over 180,000 titles to choose from your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, let's start the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's start the party. Locked in to the hottest station on the planet.
What's going on, Blazers? We are back with another episode of Blaze Entertainment. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the beautiful, the melanin proficient, the always on time, the sexy.
Finally, I'm Blaze. On time, always, because I am.
Miss Free, what's up?
It's not record. It's recording.
It is recording.
Okay.
You have proof. Mm-hmm. Receipts.
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
How are you?
Good.
You've been better now that you're on time, huh?
No. I'm always on time, first and foremost.
Okay. Today I was late, so I apologize.
Yes, you were very late. Today it was a good day for me. It was okay.
I'm sure it was.
It was. It was hot as hell, but
AC's always working in my building. Anyway,
I hate you.
We're gonna keep that personal. Anyway, so how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you?
How's your week been?
All right, took the day off yesterday to do some things, handle some business.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell y'all what it was, because
you got to do it.
Yeah.
Making
that paper,
making that paper, getting them connects.
Yes.
My week was actually pretty stressful until today. So.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, but it's stressful in the sense that it's been a lot of work. But. It's been okay. It's been a good week. It's been a productive week.
That's good.
So, phrase of the week, word of the week, Miss Free, what's up?
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Fenty Beauty.
Yes!
Definition is slaying the game.
So, for those who don't know and who hasn't listened to last week's podcast, Miss Free rushed us out of the studio so she can get to her home, so she can be on her devices. When I say devices, plural.
I was actually pretty surprised that it was still in stock for a couple of days after. So Rihanna made sure that all of us had enough. But in the stores, a lot of things were sold out. But online, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Until a couple of days later.
Yeah. Now a lot of the darker shades are sold out.
Yes.
Yes, which we'll get to.
Yes. Let me tell y'all. So I got cinnamon and her shimmer stick. And I got her gloss bomb. And I got her kilowatt highlighter duo and ginger binge and Moscow Mule.
Girl, you got a lot of stuff.
That's only 3 things. Now I could have went crazy, but I didn't. I kept my budget.
But you went to the store the next day.
I did, but I didn't buy anything.
I thought you got
control.
You know what?
Control.
Amen. I'm proud of you, Miss Free.
I did that time because I was trying not. Well, they were sold out of Trophy Wife, so I couldn't buy it because I was trying to get Trophy Wife because everyone's been raving about that shit.
Oh.
But I'm probably gonna go spend some money next time.
Well, phrases. Oh well, you did your phrase, Fenty Beauty. Highlight of the week.
Rihanna got these people shook.
Okay, we gonna get there. I wanted to give a highlight to our hero podcast, The Read, because this last week's episode has been amazing. So if you guys have not listened, it's really good. First of all, they talk about Rihanna's Fenty Beauty, and it's just a really good episode. So definitely want to check. You guys want to check that out? It's it's our hero podcast, what I call our hero podcast, because they're the reason why we kind of started what we do.
True.
So and they're just awesome people, and it's hilarious. So definitely check out The Read with Kid Fury and Crystals. Yeah, so we're actually going to do a bit of a different episode today because a lot of you have sent in a lot of listener letters over the past couple of months, and we unfortunately have always run out of time, and we only can get to like 1 or 2. So we want to make sure that we read as many as we can before we leave the episode, before we leave the show today. So we're going to actually take a quick break before we get to that. And we'll be back.
Hey Blazers, we want to hear from you. Have a TV show or movie suggestion you want us to review? Need some advice or an opinion on an issue you're having? Want to tell us how you're feeling about the show? Then send in a listener letter by visiting entertheblaze.com and going to our contact tab. One of your letters could be read on air. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to the show.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
With some listener letters and things.
Yes. So. Don't forget to send your listener letters to www.entertheblaze.com and go to our listener letters portion. We are excited because we get to read and all of the back letters that we've had, and also listen to some new ones get to read some new ones that we got in the past couple of weeks. So yes. Oh, just a note, our admin staff has let us know that you guys have been sending questions and stuff through Power Media, either through their Twitter or email or whatever. Definitely send those questions to our website. Go to our website and use our listener letter form, or you can just tweet it to us or whatever, but just send it directly to us because it does help kind of keep everything together and your letters and questions won't get lost. So Ms. Free, take it away.
All right, the first question comes from Anon.
Hello, Anonymous.
And they write, Miss Free, what are your recommendations for TV shows for white people who are interested in learning more about Black culture and people of color?
Just Miss Free? Okay.
Dear white people. You can answer too. Dear white people.
Yes, that's a very good.
The movie and the show.
Good. Both.
Yes.
Yes.
That's fair. To learn, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think that the show, I feel is a little bit more
in depth.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the movie, if you don't understand Black culture already, you're gonna get a little confused and take things a different direction. Mm-hmm. So I think that the TV show on Netflix is a better representation of what we have been trying to say for decades. So, and it also helps our own culture to have deep questions and stuff, so about ourselves and things. So yeah,
I think Insecure is a good show.
Oh my God,
I don't know if it.
They're not ready for that. I think Insecure. I feel Insecure is for us.
Docuseries about any like Black leader is a good one to start. Mm-hmm. Maybe learn about the Black Panthers. Mm-hmm. Maybe learn a little bit about Malcolm X.
Yes. There is actually I think it's on Amazon or maybe it's on Netflix or HBO. It's somewhere, but it's about Black Panther. It's called Black Panthers. Uh-huh. And it's about the Black Panther movement and what it was truly and what the premise of it was and what it grew to be and how it affected Black culture today. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a really good one to watch as well. There's another one.
I think the 13th Ava DuVernay's documentary on Netflix is a really good one. But if you just want to learn about culture specifically, I think Dear White People was a good one to start off with.
Yeah, Selma. 12 Years a Slave is a good one. Malcolm X is a phenomenal one. That might hurt y'all's feelings though. Let's see.
Malcolm X was the truth.
I mean, he
just was the truth.
Well,
I can't think of a lot off the top of my head.
Underground on I think it's AMC or it's It's on Hulu, but Underground with Journey.
Black Panther. I'm joking. Black Panther. Well, actually, yes. Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh, the movie that's the Marvel movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not out yet.
But it will be a good one to see.
Yeah, it would be. Let's see. Yeah, Underground. Journey Smollett is on that one. That's a really good show. I actually watched the first season. I didn't get a chance to finish the second season. Queen Sugar is a phenomenal fucking show. You need to have that already in your library. Okay, that is a great show. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think that's off the top.
There's a lot of. You just have to do your research. There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
That's not just a slave movie, because honestly, I'm really tired of those.
Same. Because honestly, like that's all I see, and it's kind of annoying actually. The Color Purple is a good one, but also that's another slave movie. In my opinion. I don't know, like look it up. Like, but
Get Down, maybe.
I think
hip-hop culture.
I think that's a good way to kind of understand where hip hop came from and how I think it's a good way to understand gentrification, and especially in New York, because that's where it touched on that a little bit. The Get Down was a really good TV show. I'm actually sad that it's no longer on. I think that's
it. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Yeah. So enjoy those.
Yes. Next question is another Anon.
Hello, Anonymous.
Ghost Dear Miss Free and Kwame. I am not a romantic person, and I wanted to know how would someone like me, who has not had many committed relationships, would go about respectfully courting a woman.
That's all you, girl.
I know what I want. Like, I don't want to do, like, I don't like catcalling. That shit irks me to no end, okay? And if I'm in Rite Aid...
Wait, can you say that again?
Catcalling.
Say that one more again.
I hate that shit.
Don't do it. Period. It's not cute.
It's not cute. It really isn't. There's one thing for being, like, respectful and being like, oh, you know, what's your name? But if she doesn't want to talk to you, she just doesn't want to talk to you. You need to respect that, period. Mm-hmm. Don't be trying to talk to me when I'm a different person. I don't want to be bothered when I'm trying to live my life, like in Rite Aid, trying to find some chap lip.
Right. Lip chap.
Like, don't bother me there. I had someone do that to me and that was irritating. I would say definitely be respectful. Like, if you're going to approach a woman,
I think he said courting or approaching.
Courting.
Well, I think
courting, like, that's different. Like, if you want, okay, let me just use me for an example. Mm-hmm. If you want to get my attention, first of all, come at me respectful. Mm-hmm. Don't come at me crazy, because I've had that happen too many times. It's not cute. Mm-hmm. Second of all, if we get past that stage, I like conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And if we get past that stage and we go to, like, a first date, pay the first date.
I know that's fucking right.
If I have to touch, if my hand touches the checkbook on our first date, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Now, I don't mind on the third date splitting with you, that's cool, whatever. Mm-hmm. But on the first date, if I even have to reach out,
right,
it's over.
Right.
Courting.
I think what guys, what I've noticed, especially talking to my young queens, and other sisters.
I'm not in that mind frame right now, I guess.
Yeah, but I think what I've noticed is that one of the things that men do or tend to do that turn women off is that they set expectations that they owe them something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate that shit. Don't set no, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you time. You can't get my number. I don't want no scrubs. Right. Period.
And I think that if you can get past that, or if you can not even have that in your thought frame when you're approaching a woman, I think that you'll be a lot better off. So don't go over there knowing that they or feeling like they should, if they say no, then it's a no, bitch. Like, that's it. Wow. Like, leave that alone. Or if they're not giving you the time of day, then maybe press a little bit more, try to, because sometimes they play hard to get. But at the same time,
nah. If I say no, leave me alone.
But I'm not saying, like, be a stalker. What I'm saying is, like, there is a some women do like to be chased a little bit. They like to see that.
It's fun.
But don't expect that, you approaching them like you're God's gift to, to women.
This earth.
Right. And that's annoying.
Not.
Yeah.
How would you even define courting? Because nowadays, bitch, I don't even.
Yeah, courting is like swipe left. Oh, I got you.
Right. To be honest, I'm like, what the fuck is that even? Like,
yeah, and I think that's the problem.
Right.
The fact that there is not a courting type situation going on.
Definitely, our generation is much different than my parents' generation. Like how that happened back in the day versus how it happens now is like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I just know.
Shit, don't even talk about gay culture, girl. It's worse.
I just know that I would want a dude that's very respectful, that can hold like a conversation personally, that has something to talk about, that is not boring.
Right.
And this is not an application, y'all, so don't get it twisted.
Okay. Store is closed.
Right. It's closed. Right now, it's closed.
We're not taking job applications. I can decide to open it
whenever I fuck I want to,
right.
But it's closed for now. Yeah, what was I saying? Courting, yes. Respectful. Someone who, like you said, not going to put pressure on. Like, I don't like pressure.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm being forced
organic.
to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Make it organic.
Has to happen organically.
Yeah. How about you start being friends first,
right.
and understanding
and
like who they are.
I just don't like being pressured to do things.
Yeah.
Like, you want to come over my house and shit. Like, I don't like, no, let's go out. Let's hang out.
Right.
I don't want to come over your house and smoke and chill and watch Netflix and fuck later. No, that's okay. I want to go out. Let's go out. Let's do something. Let's see a movie.
And not to say for those who like to do that. And for those who like to do that, like we're not knocking that down, but there's an expectation that if you do come over to watch a movie, and most people want to go and actually watch a movie, you're thinking that, oh, well, you're over here, I'm giving you some smoke and, maybe giving you a glass of water, so let's fuck. Right. No, bitch. That's not how things work.
If you want to do that, that's all you do, you boo. Do you.
Right.
Do you. But that's not how you court me, personally. That's not like what I would want in a long-term partner. Right. That's somebody I want to just fuck and then just be done.
Right. Good luck.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me get this up here. All right. The next question comes from another Anon. The question is, congratulations on your growing network. I wanted to know what pushed you guys to expand and how you would recommend expanding a small podcast, or even where to look at starting. Anon, I'll let you answer that.
Honestly, when we first started, we didn't know what we were doing. To be quite honest with you. And what I mean by we didn't know what we were doing, like, we didn't know the podcast world. We did as much research as we could, in terms of how to, like, the logistics of a podcast and, like, what type of mics we should get, editing and stuff like that. And what we wanted in terms of this type of business. Because there is a business aspect to podcasting if you're not making it a hobby. And I think that that's what you need to make a decision on first, if you are going to make it a hobby or if this is going to be something larger than that. Because if it is going to be something larger than that, you have to also understand that there's a business aspect to it. You have to think of marketing. You have to think of your demographics. You have to think of your audience and where you want to shoot that at, and to kind of get that niche, and what type of image you're trying to portray, because everything is branding nowadays, and I think that once you start understanding that and understanding what branding is and marketing, and understanding what you want to do, write it down. Like, that's always helped me, is to kind of write it down or type it out or whatever, and have a plan of action, before you start. I think Miss Free was a little overwhelmed when I kind of approached her about, maybe doing more than just, just Blaze Entertainment and kind of launching into a network. But I think that she was just, the way it was presented to her, it wasn't like this like kind of willy-nilly thing. We talked about it, we discussed it, she inputted her ideas, and also it really helped me personally to have somebody like Miss Free to ground me. And I think that if you have people who can counsel you, whether they're a co-host or whether they are a part of your team or not, having some people that you can trust tremendously with your project is extremely helpful, because I can go on and on. Too much. I do a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? And
slow your ass down.
But Miss Free is very, very grounding, and she's very thoughtful in terms of like, well, that sounds good, but what about this? And there's things that I don't, and it's always good to have another aspect or another view of what you're doing, because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people would look at that and say, oh, well, she doesn't have as much experience as you do. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? Miss Free has been extremely instrumental in how Pyro has grown, and specifically how Blaze Entertainment has grown. So I think that it's important to have people that you can trust, that gets your vision, gets what, you know, the collective soul of what the project is going to be, and moving forward in it. And research your ass off. You need to know what is in the market, what, you know, and not to say competitors, because, you know, in the podcast world, it is a huge pool. Everybody has a goddamn podcast nowadays, especially now with celebrities who are already bringing a huge a following behind them into their podcast. They're already jumping into numbers that people who have been podcasting for years have not seen. And so and it's because they're bringing their following in, but you have to build that. You have to, you know, find out what is going to make you different, what is going to stand you out, you know, what is going to help you stand out amongst, you know, this huge world, you know, of podcasting. So I highly recommend that you write down what you want to do, and it's going to take time, you know, don't rush it. And I think that was something that Miss Free really pushed on to me, is to take my time and not to worry about like what's going to happen. That's why we stopped looking at numbers throughout the month. In the beginning, when we, like, I think it was the first month, I was always looking at the numbers like every single day, and Miss Free was like, girl, you need to chill the hell out.
I still don't.
We don't look at the numbers until the end of the month. And so that's really helped our mental psyche and also helped how we proceed in terms of podcasting growth and what we're going to do, and it helps us, you know, kind of shape, because we're not the same podcast that we were before. Like how even our structure in our show is different. So
a little.
Yeah, and I think that that's something you need to also be open to as well, is to be open to change and growth. And I think that a lot of people get stuck into this whatever formula they try to emulate, or whatever formula that they create, and they think that they can't get outside of that box. And that's what keeps them in there. So I suggest you research, decide whether it's going to be a hobby or if it's going to be something more than that. And also bring in counselors, bring in people who have done it really well, and talk to them like you're doing right now. This is a great way to kind of, you know, research, is just to ask other podcasters who are being successful, who are doing well in that prospective field, and you know, ask them questions, because it is what it is. It's a tough little world out there when it comes to podcasting.
All right, well, that was,
but good luck,
a question for Kwame. All right, the next question is from another no name.
Okay, no name. For those who don't know, you guys need to go back to that episode that says NONAME. It's no name, and there's a reason. It's hilarious. Check it out.
This question comes from Noname. Their question reads, Dear Miss Free and Kwame, I just started working. You're going to like this one. I just started working for a company, and I absolutely love it with every fiber of my being. My bosses are wonderful, which is rare. Here is where I messed up.
Oh, why you give me that look?
In the process of me doing my job, I befriended an associate of the company.
Okay.
Well, we exchanged pictures. Yes, nudes.
What?
Long story short, I found out he has some baggage, and I feel completely embarrassed because I get the feeling he is kind of pulling away. Now I feel like not only did I embarrass myself, but I embarrassed my company, even though my bosses don't know and no one knows. Was I wrong in jumping in head first? How should I handle the situation? Noname.
See, I can tell this is a young folk, because they be doing the nudes, and I don't get that. I don't understand the nudes. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's nice to look at. I just don't understand the nudes thing. First of all, I don't think you have anything to feel embarrassed about, because life happens. I do think that you need to really, first of all, Don't shit where you sleep.
It sounds like he or she is worried that they might do something with those photos. Because why would you feel embarrassed otherwise?
Well, I mean, it's embarrassing in and of itself. Because you said what the guy pulled away or the person pulled away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it sounds to me like you need to not do that again.
Right.
like I really think I think people need to understand that.
And you were wrong jumping in head first.
Yes.
Why would you do that?
I don't understand that, number one. Take your time. Like, I really don't understand, like, relationships, like, first of all, relationships take work in and of it damn self. Like, so you jumping into a situation that you have no idea, you don't know the person, it's so closely affected to your livelihood in terms of how you are living. It's at work. That is how you're making your livelihood. That is how you're making your income and living your life. So I personally, I don't deal with that because I don't care if you're Chris Hemsworth, maybe if you are Idris Elba.
I'm like, I can't even say.
Anyway, but I digress. Like if like in those type of situations, like I think it's important to really think about, you know, yourself, because I think people don't think about themselves enough, and they think that the word selfish is mean or is something bad. And I think that you being selfish and saying, oh, okay, well, this could affect how I live, and I could get fired, and I could, you know, you could be Issa right now, you know what I'm saying, getting her ass, kicked out of her apartment, and, you know, going, you know, you could be in a bad situation because you are fucking with somebody who is an associate of your company. You know what I'm saying?
If I were you and you're asking how to handle the situation, I would probably be like, hey, you know, respectfully, could you please delete those pictures since we're not cool anymore? You
well, it's out there. I'm sorry. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I never like.
But I still, for my peace of mind, I would still want for that person, if we're no longer a thing, even if you did something with already, just give me peace of mind that I know that you deleted it off your phone.
Okay, so they deleted it off the phone. What's to let them know that they didn't save it to their Google?
That's true. But that's absolutely true. But
my whole thing.
How else should they handle the situation? Do you think they should just leave it alone? Do you think that this person should like go and?
Well, they definitely need to leave it alone.
Talk to them. Like,
well, I mean, it depends on the situation. Like, if the person is still like walking around, or if they're still trying to interact with you or whatever, then maybe you should have a conversation with them. But if it was just kind of like a hit it and quit it, or I'm just gonna see your nudes and bye, then leave it alone.
That's why I think this person is worried that their nudes are on the internet. Or that's where they were that they send nudes, because...
Then, girl, you should have thought of... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you should have thought about that before you sent them. Yeah. Those are things that you have to... Especially nowadays. This is 2017, girl. Yeah. If your ass or your titties or your poom poom is out there, just acknowledge or just you have signed a permission slip for it to possibly be all over Insta. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you have to. Those are the things you have to worry about when you are, when you're sending those type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
maybe get a new job,
girl. I hope you got your resume up to date.
I don't know, honestly. All right, next question.
Good luck. Sorry, I'm not trying to be an ass.
This question reads, if you could start over, what part of your life would you do differently?
You first.
If I could start over, what part of my life would I do differently? I mean, I've only been on this earth for short 26 years, so... I guess I would pursue playing the piano a little bit more. I kind of took a natural interest in the piano when I was a kid. And I wish I pushed it more. I wish I pushed more, almost. Like, I wish I pushed for those piano lessons. I wish I pushed for those singing lessons, almost, you know? But it's never too late to learn. I've only been on this earth for 26 years. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What would I've only, you know. I wish I spent my money more wisely. Definitely. Because I came up on some money at a point in my life where I don't think I was old enough to understand the meaning of it. And while it didn't go away like that, it could have been spent wiser. So maybe that's what I would change. I wish I knew then. I wish I knew what I know now then.
Of course. Hindsight is always 20/20.
Right, because I think I could have flipped that money 3 times over if I had known
what to do. I would say the same. I think that when I have been financially comfortable and financially almost free at a certain time or certain points in my life, I wish I would have saved more. And I wish I would have, especially in my early 20s when credit was like, here you go, bitch. Yeah. Fuck it up. You know what I mean? I wish I hadn't fucked it up as early because I didn't know, how important credit was later, especially later on in your life when you're, you try to open businesses, you try to buy a car, you try to get a house, whatever. I think that those are life lessons that you learn throughout, especially when, in terms of cause and effect or in terms of learning from your mistakes. But I think that I wish I would have been smarter in that aspect when it came to funds, especially now because with this fuck ass administration, I would have had a good ass cushion. Right.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I've always think about how much my life would have been different had I did this.
Yeah. It's funny with that. Yeah. With one of my drill sergeants when I was in the Army in basic training, he told me, he said one of his regrets, especially when he came into the Army because he had gotten a bonus, and then right after he right after he got to his unit, he was deployed, so he got hazard pay, and he was making money. He was deployed I think twice back to back. And then he was deployed a year after that. So he was getting a hell of a lot of money. And he said that he wished that one of the things that he was told by his drill sergeant that he passed on to us is that save at least a G a year and don't touch it. Don't ever touch it. And just put it in an account that you never touch. And I was doing that until I got out of the Army, and then I was like, look at all this fuck ass money. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got all this damn money and I saved all this damn money and whatever. But I think I wish I would have saved a lot more. Yeah. Same. And I wish I would have never touched that. Same. Because I think that it would have helped me in dark times later on in life. So but yeah. That was a good question.
You can always think about what you could have done differently.
Yeah. But ultimately, it's made us who we are today.
Right, exactly.
I think every action has led to... I feel like any deterrence of my past would not have led me to where I'm at today.
Right. And we would have never met each other if I had chose them singing lessons or if I had chose them... you never know. We
probably would have met. We probably would have just met in a different capacity.
You never know.
Yeah.
I like to think life is a series of choices that you make, and life has multiple options. It could lead you, that whole time travel thing. Yeah. Maybe in a different parallel universe, I had made this choice to do piano lessons. I could be this pianist, this famous piano. You never know. Things like that.
Yeah. I feel you.
That was a good question, though.
Yes.
I like that one.
Thought-provoking.
The next one is really good, too. Mm-hmm. What is your greatest strength? What is your greatest weakness? And what have you done to help overcome your shortcomings? You go first this time.
I feel like my greatest strength is I am very diligent once I make a decision.
You are.
I am.
It's a little annoying.
Thanks. I think that it is if I say that I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do a podcast, and I'm going to do it well. You know
all the Capricorns I've met, you're a Capricorn, right?
Yes.
All the Capricorns I've met have been that way. Very when I say I'm going to do something, bitch, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
And
yes. And that's why I don't like to make promises because I'm learned at a very young age how much it hurts when a promise is broken. And of course, there's certain things that you just cannot control. You know what I'm saying? Like, life happens. But for the most part, if I say that I'm going to do something, I want to make sure that I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do everything that I can to say that I'm going to do it. It's going to take and it bothers me when I don't. Which leads me to my weakness. I am my own worst critic. I am harder on myself than anybody else, and I don't visually show it. And which leads to another weakness of mine, which is I don't always show my emotions. So I can have an internal storm going on inside of me, and you would never know unless we're like super. Like, I think very few people have seen me cry.
Yeah.
Miss Free included. Like, very few people have seen me cry. And it's because I don't like to show my emotion. So if you've seen me cry, then consider you're very special.
I mean, y'all know I show my emotions. Shoot, sometimes I be getting teary-eyed for no damn reason. I be crying over there in the corner. I cried this morning for no reason. Mess. That's the cancer in me. Right? Emotional mess over here.
What about you?
Ooh. I would say, like, one of my weaknesses is
Start off with your strength.
I don't know. I think my strength is that I can do whatever I put my mind to, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I'm very persistent in learning how to do a thing. And then once I learn how to do it, I'm like, all right, I did it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I did that with art. I got really good at art. It's like, bitch, I'm done. I learned how to do this task.
Right.
Whatever.
We're good.
I did, I did graphic design for a moment. Like, I even designed, like, web pages for a cool minute. Learn how to code. I'm done. Like, I did that already. I would say, like, I know I'm very good at starting things. And that's my strength. My weakness is finishing it. Like, okay. I don't know what it is. I just like, oh, well, I'll get to it later. Like,
I see that.
I'm an idealist.
It
like,
took
I'm
you
the
a whole last month for you to move into your goddamn apartment.
Right. Like, I'll be like, okay, I did it. Now I'll finish it later. And I'm like that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm like an idealist. Like, I'm the person like, ooh, that would be a good idea. Kwame, so you gonna put this idea to work, right? Because I'm not gonna finish it.
Right.
Like, I'll just be like, oh, that's cool. And I think that's one of my weaknesses. Like, I have a hard time finishing things. And
I think that's what has made Blaze really strong, because you came up with a lot of the concepts, and I was just like, okay, great, that's perfect. Let me roll with it. What do you see in the other person, like, in terms of each other? Like, what do you see as a strength in the other person and a weakness?
I think you're very headstrong. So headstrong that it's your weakness sometimes. Like, you a little too much. like you said, like, we kind of play off each other. So, like, sometimes, like, yes, very headstrong. You know what you're doing. You know what you want. And it almost is to your detriment at a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know when to breathe. Like, it doesn't have to happen all at one time.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell you, it doesn't have to happen now.
I can be a workaholic.
Just calm down. And I think that's, like, my weakness. Like, girl, we get to that later. Like, like, and I don't know if it's the way I was raised. I don't know what it is, but I have trouble finishing things. I also think my weakness is that sometimes, like I said, like, I like to accomplish things. Like, I get really good at art. However, I'm a perfectionist at it. It irritates me if I don't get something right away. I'm like, why didn't I draw this correctly? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bitch, but you're just learning how to do it. Why are you tripping? And I just get so angry and frustrated at myself. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, whatever, And then once I got it, I'm like, I'm good. What's the next thing I can get perfectionist about and freak out over because I didn't get it right? I'm very disorganized too.
Well, that's why you have me. I think one of your greatest strengths and greatest characteristics is you're very loyal.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
It's almost to a fault though sometimes, because sometimes you be like, but I could kind of see this. You always try to see the good in people.
That's true.
Even when they fuck you over, and I'm just like, girl, like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's true. But you're very loyal to a T, and I think that's one of the reasons why we click, because like you just are, you know. Because you're very motherly. You're going to make a phenomenal mom.
In my group of friends.
Just not anytime soon.
Yeah, no. Like, no. I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes. One of the weaknesses that I do see in you is like you are also someone that is their own worst enemy.
True.
Because when you do something wrong, you make a mistake.
I overthink
it is the worst thing in the world. And I'm just like, girl, you just dropped a piece of paper, but it fell.
Yeah, I am like that.
It was the paper,
and then I'll cry about it.
Right? It's like the paper fell on the floor, Kwame.
Yeah. Even my coworkers, they say the same thing. Like, just calm down. But that's the perfectionist in me. Like, bitch, what? What do you mean? Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. We're twins. Yeah.
We're opposite sides.
Yeah. Yes.
Of the coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very headstrong. You're very determined. You're very strong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're very fatherly. Oh yeah, you're very fatherly. And I'm motherly.
Yes.
The opposite side. You're very fatherly. You're like,
I'm letting you know right now, I'm sending my kids over to your house.
I don't want the
kids. So they get on my nerve and they start talking about
You watch them. No, they come to your house.
No, we'll switch.
I'm going to call you crying. I cannot deal with these ratchet ass kids. You need to take them.
And I'm going to be like, Miss Freed, they're your kids.
No, you need to take them. Or I'm going to cry about the kid pooping on his, just all over himself. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. These kids, he just pooped all over himself. It's a hot mess. What if he gets an infection? Like, I'll be like one of those moms. What if he gets an infection? I don't know. I got to go to the hospital. That was a good one. Why do I keep dropping my phone?
It's okay. It just dropped. That was a good question. Yes.
That was a good question.
Thank you, Anon.
Thank you. And I think that's all.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's check it. We're running out of time, and I think we answered a lot.
We did.
So, don't forget to send in your letters by going on our website, by going to www.entertheblaze.com and going to our listener letters form. It is easy, simple, and cool. Or you can DM us on Twitter, or you can go to our Facebook page by going to facebook.com/entertheblaze, and you can send us questions there. You have multiple options. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, we will be back with the vent session. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network is a progressive moving platform to give a voice to those who feel don't have one. Social injustice, equality concerns, and more are just a few reasons why PMN is needed. For more information about Pyro Media Network, please visit pyromedianetwork.com. And we're back with the vent session. Miss Free, you first.
So I saw something early this morning, and Kwame knows what it is.
Oh, yeah. You were pissed.
I was. And let me tell y'all why. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. And PETA probably is going to come after me.
PETA's an issue in and of itself.
But whatever. I just need to say what I have to say. Now, understand this. I am an animal lover. I love animals. I love dogs. I love cats. I like dogs more than cats sometimes, but that's okay. You know, I love giraffes. I love elephants. I like animals. They're cute. They're fuzzy. Some are to fuck with, some aren't. But in light of these recent hurricanes that are happening, there have been some things I've seen online that I just disagree with. Mm-hmm. And there is one article that said the people who left behind their pets or their animals during the hurricanes should face felony charges. The article is basically people who chained their dog to like a tree or chained down their dog or their animal in the face of a hurricane should face felony charges. Essentially, that's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with chaining down your dog to a tree if they have no means to escape. I don't agree with that. Mm-hmm. However, there's been people who think whether or not you decide to change your dog to the tree or to a post or whatever, you should still face a felony charge or some kind of punishment for leaving your animal behind. This is my problem with it. People during these hurricanes have to choose who they're going to take with them, right? If it was me and it came down to my 3 kids and my dog, and they told me you can't choose your 3 kids and your dog, guess who's getting left behind?
Right.
My dog. Mm-hmm. And I love that dog, and I'm going to feel guilty about leaving him behind, but that doesn't mean I should face some kind of criminal charges for leaving that dog behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like I wanted to leave that dog behind, you know?
Yeah.
I had to.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to protect me and mine first.
Right. I feel you.
It sucks.
It's simple.
That I had to make that decision. Like, there was this farmer I saw in Dodo. And like, I think it was Hurricane. I can't remember if it was Hurricane Harvey or Irma. It doesn't matter. It was a hurricane. And he had to leave his farm animals behind. Because they needed to leave. Because if they did not leave, they were going to die. So they needed to leave. So he left all his animals behind.
Right.
They weren't chained up or anything. So do you think that person should face felony charges? He came back and was just happy to see that they were still there.
Right.
Of course, some didn't make it. But he was just happy to see that they made it.
Right.
So do you think he should face felony charges?
Right. Right.
Or some kind of punishment for leaving his animals behind? No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. He did what was right for his family at the time. And it irks me because some people put the lives of animals above humans. And that irritates me. Especially in the case of Black people almost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
Perfect example. Have you? I don't know if it was like The Office or it was one of those weird quirky shows. And the white girl was like, I can stand. I can't. You know, she was like, I can tolerate racism, but I can't tolerate animal abuse. And she was like, you can tolerate racism? The Black lady. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of triggered me. I was like, the fuck you mean people should face felony charges for leaving their animals behind? This is not something people want to do. Or purposely doing it to be malicious. That doesn't make any sense. And if they are, then maybe they should. But you would have to prove that. Right. Because a hurricane... And most of these people have never even been in a fucking hurricane. Right. That's what irritates me. So what the fuck? How you gonna tell somebody how to react? Right. If you ain't never been in a hurricane? I know for damn sure that dog is getting left behind. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You over here judging from Alaska.
Right.
Right.
Judging from sunny California.
Right. Right.
Over here in the Sunshine State where everything's all hunky-dory. Right. Telling people who are in the hurricane what the fuck they need to be doing in order to save their lives. Bitch, you don't know nothing.
Or Utah.
Like, what are you saying?
They ain't facing their one type of emergency situation.
When people cannot put their, like, mind or their feet in the other people's shoes in that predicament and say, you need to face this because you left them behind. Right. It's not an easy decision to do something like that.
Right. And let alone, let's talk about, like, you know, not just, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, I personally have a huge heart for animals, especially dogs and cats.
And that's kind of why I'm emotional about it.
Yeah, because it's a hard decision.
Right. You know, I'm just like, bitch, if I had to leave my little dog behind.
But look at those.
I feel devastated.
Right, but look at those who had to leave even just their homes.
Right.
That they busted their asses for, especially in this fuck ass administration. Right. Okay, and they have to they busted their ass day in and day out to work hard for their homes, and that they they bought everything that's in it. Right. That they have that they live comfortably in. This is their home. You know what I'm saying? And they have to leave it and or not know if they're going to be able to come back to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If all of the things that are in it are going to be destroyed.
Right. And bless those people who are going out, rescuing the animals in the flood waters and doing their best. But don't try to
make people create
create monsters out of people who left them behind.
Yeah.
They couldn't take them.
Yeah.
You're fortunate enough to go back and get them, but at the time they could not take them.
And it could be just strays as well, as in this situation. So you don't know where the dogs are, where the children, where the animals are coming from. The bottom line is that I think we just need to stop having an excuse to be angry at each other as a human race.
Girl, I just see what are you saying? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It doesn't. It's stupid.
Why would you say that? That's dumb. It's not like they're out there abusing the dog, you beating the dog, torturing the damn dog. They had to choose between two very difficult situations, and they chose a situation that they're going to have to deal with the consequences of.
Right.
Period. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to deal with the guilt of leaving something that they love left behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Let alone their stuff, too. Yeah.
And people, these comments are just, that's why I have to stay away from the comment section, because these people are fucking stupid. They should go to jail. Oh, what monsters. I hate them. Agreed. You in your comfortable ass house chilling. What the fuck are you saying?
Right. Your brick house.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you. You good?
I'm done. People are just, that triggered me. I was like, I was angry in the morning. I said, these motherfuckers.
I had just woken up too, and I just see you.
I said, you know what? I'll save it for later.
Right. You're like,
just put it on hold.
He's like, pause.
It just, I don't know. That triggered me so much. I was like, felony?
Yeah.
A felony?
Yeah.
A felony.
Yeah. You good? So, I was going to actually vent about something super positive, but something that has been bothering me, a couple of articles came out today, and I actually noticed the first article I saw was a little blog entry from Dr. Jen of Atomic Cosmetics, one of our sponsors. Definitely check her out. She is an amazing ally. She's just an amazing human being. But it led me to look at. Don't forget to use our offer code Blaze Atomic. Just want to throw that out there. It led me to look at other articles, and basically a lot of other makeup companies. Fenty Beauty came out. This Rihanna's company, makeup company, and Miss Free, wholeheartedly talked about it today, earlier in the show in the introductions, and it's kind of created a massive shakeup within the makeup industry. My issue that I have now with a lot of these makeup companies is all of a sudden now they're throwing out ads and they're trying to push their darker shades and foundations and stuff for women of darker skin. And it's bothering me now because I'm like, where the fuck were you? Where were you when they actually needed you to market to them, when they actually needed you to make product for them, when they actually needed you to stop making lighter shades so you didn't have to push the whole whitewashing thing over them, so you didn't have to push this whole image of dark is ugly and light is prettier. Where were you when you were when they needed to have representation in commercials? Where were you when they needed to have representation so when a younger young princess who is growing up, who is of darker complexion, wants to see representation and wants to see makeup lines that is for her, that people that there are women that look like her. You didn't have those ads, you didn't have those commercials, you didn't have those shades and tones and products for darker women. All of a sudden now that Fenty Beauty is coming out and has sold out of darker shades and darker tones, now all of a sudden you want to make it known that, oh yeah, we have this. We have these too. No, bitch, you should have had them before. Right. You should have had them, and you should have shown them before. You should have shown how important it was that black women are to be respected, that black women are the biggest consumers when it comes to makeup, that black women are the biggest consumers when it comes to beauty products, that black women are the tone setters and the trend setters when it comes to fashion forward things. And it pisses me off that all of a sudden now you want to do something. That it took Rihanna to come out of her singing time and her weed smoking for you to sit there and do something about something that people have been talking about for decades. Okay, black women have been asking for makeup for years, and now all of a sudden that you see that Rihanna has just made a gazillion of dollars on it. Now all of a sudden you want to make it profitable and say that black women are profitable. No, bitch, black women have been profitable. Black women have been the reasons why your makeup companies are even standing. Black women are the reasons why there is makeup tutorials for darker skinned women. Now you're trying to see, like people like Jackie Aina, you're seeing other makeup artists who you're trying to give them the light of day, but you weren't giving them the light of day months ago or years ago. All of a sudden now you want to give them a time of day. No, what pisses me off is that representation should have been in the forefront of your mind when you have been marketing these products from jump. And now all of a sudden you're feeling the burn of what black people of color can do in the first goddamn place. That we are the biggest consumers, and that is now affecting your pocket. And now that Fenty Beauty, we don't need your shit now. No, we don't need your stuff. We got Fenty Beauty now. Thank you. It was so good. Fenty Beauty, Miss Free brought a lip gloss. And I have been around drag queens. I have been around other women who have bought products, and there's a distinct chemical scent. Okay, when I tell you that Fenty Beauty, that Miss Free brought this damn lip gloss, and I smelt it, it smelled like I could eat it. Okay, it smells delicious. And let me tell you, it is made for black women. It is made for women of color, and yes, there are other lighter shades for these white people. But what the purpose of this line was for women of color, was for darker shades, and there was enough for them. And it pisses me off that all of a sudden now you want to jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, wait a minute, I have this and that. Oh yeah, black women, you're important too. No, you should have had them in the forefront of your mind, just like you had that white girl and Mary and Becky Sue next to them. You should have had them in the forefront from jump. And now all of a sudden you are having a problem with and you're going to start seeing that now black women don't have to go to your company. Now we don't have to do, or just now black women don't have to go to your forefront or to your storefronts and getting your products or anything like that. Now you're feeling the burn of what a black entrepreneur and a person who has the interest of black women in mind can do. And so now when you start feeling the burn and Fenty Beauty starts becoming bigger than what you expected it to be, then that's when you'll start doing something for black women. And now it's starting to show, because now all of a sudden Kylie Jenner is saying, oh yeah, we have these dark tones. And now all these, Maybelline is doing, oh yeah, we have these dark tones. L'Oreal has this, oh yeah, we have this too. Fuck all of y'all, because y'all should have had, where they at? Where? And y'all should have had this from jump. Okay? Don't have this little snippet or this little sticky or this little picture on your website, but then your commercials are shit.
And it's crazy because I remember when I first got into makeup, I was like, okay, I need to find a foundation shade. That's like the first step in makeup, right? This is me like not knowing shit about makeup. I know a little bit more, but you know, going into a drugstore and looking at the CoverGirl or the L'Oreal or the Maybelline, they advertise darker shades on They advertise darker shades on commercials, but they never have them in the store. It'll only go from light to maybe like light brown. That's it. Light to light brown. That's it. Mm-hmm. They didn't have anything my color. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, bitch, where am I going to find my shade?
Right.
And that's when I had to turn to department, bigger brands who had multiple shades for different color, darker women for myself. Like, as you know, none of my makeup is cheap.
Right.
Because I can't find makeup my shade for cheap.
Right. Right.
And it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't.
I remember walking into a store in Orange County, and I understand, the area is different, the demographic is different, but, and this is, not even only in makeup. I was in Orange County, walked into Target, in the toy store section, not one black doll. Not even a light brown, racially ambiguous doll. It was even worse for makeup. Girl, good luck. You better go to Sephora or Ulta.
I know, that's right.
So, shout out goes to Rihanna.
Yes.
Doing the damn thing. And shout out goes to those companies who've had those shades, I seen you, like the Lancome and the Marc Jacobs. They've had, MAC has had dark shades too since forever. Who else? I can't even think right now, but I don't think that they came out initially with having those colors.
Right.
Like Rihanna did. Rihanna was like, here are my colors, 40 of them, bitch. Here you go. Rather than gradually doing it.
Right. I just think that it's high time that people start seeing, and we have been saying this for a while actually, and a lot of people
Black women have a lot of buying power.
Yes. Black people in general have a lot of buying power. We're the biggest consumers.
Black women even
more. They saw that shit with Shea Moisture and how much that fucking affected their asses. And then when they did that little fucking snap food that they did, and you never heard that shit again. Okay, because that was their base. Their base is black women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now you have makeup who or makeup companies that black women had no choice but to go to certain things, and then they're feeling uncomfortable because it doesn't look right on them, or it's not made for them, or it breaks out their skin, or it doesn't fit their tone right, or it makes them feel like they have to look lighter than who they are, and it doesn't embrace their actual melanin.
It's either ashy,
right,
or too damn orange,
right, or fucked. You know what I'm saying? Or it's too it breaks out their skin because it dries out their skin too much. Whatever the situation, it was makeup until Fenty Beauty, and until a lot of these other companies have really thought about it. Makeup until recently has not been made with black women in mind.
No.
Has not been made with women of color in mind. You know what I'm saying? More so with Latinx, but lately there's never been a look, I made this lipstick for black women, or I made this foundation for black women. There's never been that until Fenty Beauty, and it's really frustrating.
Someone said something really powerful, and I don't know if I heard it on the read or where I heard it, but it was really powerful, and it went something like, white owned or white makeup brands just have to have potential to release makeup. Black owned brands has to have proof.
Right. Huh. Well, we're gonna end that on that note.
Y'all think about that. So now that there's proof,
right,
all y'all want to get with it,
right?
Whatever. I ain't, whatever. Whatever.
Y'all learn. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn when it starts affecting your pockets. Y'all gonna learn. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been real. Don't forget to check out our mother network, PyroMediaNetwork.com. We have a whole bunch of brand new shows on the network, sister podcasts, brother podcasts. We have new shows on Pyro Media that is joining, that is actually Pyro Media produced. One of the new shows is the Kiana Shaw Show.
Shout out to
Kiana. We love her. She is awesome people. Her show is actually going to be airing on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So when you guys hear this, definitely give her some support and shout her out. Also, the Pyro Power Hour is coming back. That is also coming back next week. I said it was coming back last week, but we had some snafus in the studio, but it will be coming back next week, Tuesday. In addition to that, check out our the Pyro panels that are going to be coming out, where we're going to be getting a whole bunch of different people to kind of talk about different themes and topics or whatever, and kind of panel experts and things. So that'll be fun to see. So check that out. Probably will happen in November-ish time, October of November-ish time. So we'll check that out. But yes, don't forget to check out our sister podcast, After the Blaze, with Hope Disguised, or 50 Shades of Gay. And we want to give them a huge round of applause because they have just broke the 1,000. Yes, the 1,000. And I think that was last week, their last episode, not this most recent one, because they just released it yesterday. But last week's episode broke 1,000 downloads, and I think that when we talked to him about it, it was already at like almost 1,200. Yes. Shout out to them for doing that, and it just keeps growing and growing. You know, we love you guys. We want you guys to continue bringing out good content. If you guys have any questions, topics, reviews, anything, definitely hit us up. We will be back to our regular scheduled program in terms of our format next week. So be on the lookout for today's fuckeries, and you can go ahead and send that to us. Also in our listener letter mails as well. But until then, we will see you guys next week. It's been fun.
Bye.
It's been real. Peace out.